Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Dulcie's Creations. My name is Dulcie and I have a new project for you today. It is semi-started. To be honest, I was in the house yesterday and I was a little bit bored. My dried flowers had arrived. These I dried myself. My UV resin also arrived with my ultraviolet UV lamp torch thingy-majiggy. Oh dear, we're starting well. So that also arrived last night. So I thought, oh, why don't I just put my flowers in? But it was far too cold to come into the shed and do a recording, and there's my UV resin. So I just put my flowers in. So needless to say, this morning that I am in the shed, I thought, pity I've done all of it. But you know what? It's not that much, and I can do the rest with you. So what I started off by doing is I actually painted the wood first, and then I took it to my laser machine and I obviously did the cutting, graving. And what I've done now, which again was another silly mistake because I should have probably put the tape before I put the flowers, because some of the flowers have come out. I've put some masking tape on the back because I now want to resin this. I don't want to resin the back of it, I just want to resin the front of it. So before I do that, I'm going to cut all of this off. And what I'm also thinking is I want to give, well, I was thinking of it last night, and when I say last night, it was about 10 o'clock when I decided I want to do something with this. I'd been staring at it for a while. I think my brain was saying to me, you know, you can actually do something while you sit there. And I'd been staring at it for quite a while and wondering, what can I do? And then I realized, you know, everything arrived yesterday afternoon, the UV resin, the UV light, the dried flowers. So I hadn't even come to the shed to put anything in. So it was all still there in my little bag to come out. So I thought, yeah, let me do it. Let me see how it's going to work. I think the curiosity of how the UV resin worked and the little torch got the best of me because I wasn't sure how that would work. I've watched Steve on several occasions doing it, but I've never done it. Yeah, I think I was more curious to see how that would work than anything else. So now the idea also is to hopefully the resin will fall through these holes. Otherwise, I will have to take out my Dremel and obviously drill all the resin out of these holes. Okay, now the other thing that you probably can see, there is the back there, all those little things, all that is little, well, those I'm not too worried about because I put the flowers in. But all of this is little holes that obviously you cut out as you're doing the engraving. So I'm going to actually try and, well, especially that one I am going to cut out and see how much of these I can take out without damaging any of the flowers, obviously. Again, one of those things that curiosity got the best of me and I didn't think it through. It's not that bad if I leave it on, you know, if the resin does cover that. It's going to be clear resin anyway, so no harm. This one especially I do want to take out. Now the other thing that I did think last night is I want to add, seeing as how I have the flowers and it has added a little bit of color, I want to add some color to the leaves. Not so much the little branch because it is brown, branches of brown, so that will be all right. But it's more the little leaves that I thought maybe I should add a little bit of green to it. I don't want to just color them in. I've got some crystal lac, gives it a 3D effect. I usually use it on my cards. Sorry, my arms are all over the place. I saw Linda Martin, now Linda Martin being the egg lady, the egg art, using some of this 3D and applying color to it to do faux enamel on the eggs. I thought, well, why can't I do that with this? So that is what I am going to try. This is the one I've got. I've got a big bottle. Okay, so let's just put a little bit. Oops, I don't want to use all that. I don't want to waste all of it. I'd rather come back for more if I need it than waste it. I am using Duncan Bisque Stain, and this is Christmas Tree. Now I've used this 3D lacquer for such a long time, but it's always been on my cards just to add a little bit of dimension here and there. Never ever did I think, oh, you could mix it with some color, put some extra color on it. It's amazing what you actually do learn from others. I think that's the brilliance about YouTube. So now I want a very, very fine brush. Here you go. So I'm going to bring you down just so you can get a better idea of what I'm doing. I did get a new mat that doesn't seem to shine. There isn't not as much glare, which I thought might help everyone, because obviously sometimes I notice that there's a lot of glare and I turn the lights around, and then there are other times when I do forget and carry on with my recording, and it's only when I'm editing that I realize that is just terrible. By then, of course, it's just a tad bit too late to do anything about it. Oh, I think that makes such a difference. Oh, and the other thing I did do before I obviously did the flowers and all that, I did do 2 coats of varnish, because you have to seal the wood, even though it already had paint and all that, and the paint generally helps to seal the wood. Because it wasn't that much, it was just sort of that rubbing technique I do. I did put a few coats of varnish to seal the wood for resin, so that is also being done. Little bits of the flowers coming off. Now I don't know if I shook some of them. What do you think? Let's bring you up again. Here you go. What do you think? I think it looks gorgeous. That green just gives it that extra little touch. Now we'll I will wait for that to dry. It doesn't take that long to dry, to be honest. Should be pretty quickly, but I want to give it at least an hour or 2 before I then some resin over it, and I'm really excited to do that, so we'll see how it turns out. It's been several hours since I did the leaves. I've been so busy doing other things I kind of forgot about this, but as you can see, it is really hard, so it's fine. I've mixed my resin and I'm just going to now pour. I did level this. I did make sure that it was nice and level, and I've put it inside this foil, I don't know, baking tray, whatever you want to call it, so that as the resin falls through the holes and all that, then it's got somewhere to go. Now I forgot to put on some gloves, so let's put on some gloves. Now this should all level out. I have a feeling I might have to use my Dremel. Some of the petals got loose. Some of you over there. I'm just going to torch it because there are definitely bubbles. Oh dear. Now I will put it into its little section there, close the little window, and it will be a dust-free area. Well, we'll be back in 24 hours. For me, for you will only be a few seconds, but in the meantime I will also finish off the back. All I'm doing with the back is really just varnishing it, nothing more, polishing it, sanding it and varnishing it, and yeah, and then it will be done. Fortunately, the last bit of this recording seems to have gone haywire. So as you can see, coming up now is a front cover of the finished notebook. It looks absolutely beautiful. It turned out really, really well. So thank you so much for being here with me. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that bell button so you're notified of all my upcoming projects. And as always, wherever in the world you might be, please stay safe, stay well, and I will see you all very soon. Bye for now.